Awesome. All right. Welcome, everybody, to tonight's Collaborating Connections Professional Networking Zoom meeting. My name is Dawn Evans Casey, and I am the leader of the group. We have been around for the past 5+ years and are affiliated with TTR Networking. That's To the Rescue Networking, that has been around, well over 11 years now. We started out meeting in person, geographically located on the east side of Indianapolis, Indiana. And then when COVID hit, and we were um, all staying home for our own health and safety, we started meeting virtually via Zoom, which actually worked out great for us because we were able to expand our connections via the internet, and we can now connect with wonderful professionals from coast to coast and around the world. If they have the opportunity to but dial in and be a part of our meeting and chat and share with us. So with that being said, we want to welcome anybody else who may be viewing this recording at a later date. Know that if you are a small business owner or manager and interested in connecting and sharing and networking with some wonderful business professionals, you are welcome to come visit with us here at Collaborating Connections. We meet every Tuesday night from 6 p.m. to 7:30 via this Zoom call, and we're looking forward to meeting you. Okay, a little bit about Collaborating Connections and TTR networking overall. We are very much believers of strong relationships, that is the basis of good business and continued business. So we are all about building wonderful relationships and educating to grow our businesses. On a weekly basis, we meet, we do our business introductions, we talk about what's going on within our networking circle, we celebrate wins happening amongst our members and our visitors. And we also take time to do some type of professional development discussion for the benefit of all. So no matter what industry you may be a part of, we hope that you come away with some new wonderful connections and some good ideas to grow, enhance, increase your business, and thrive. So with that being said, our usual agenda, we start off with our wins for the week. So I'm going to open the floor and invite anybody who has something positive or wonderful to share to speak. Anybody?
You'll have to excuse me. I have to get this address real quick because I'm not going into the right area.
No problem.
And that's not what you want in your recording, but I will be right back.
All righty.
I had 2 music jobs today. I'm pooped, but I'm here. And tomorrow we have our first happy hour of the 23, I should say. So, and looking forward to that. So those are all wins. I'll feel good when tomorrow's over, just to kind of get that under my belt and be able to say we did it. So that is a win, definitely.
Most definitely. Congratulations on your 2 singing jobs. And
Thank you.
I'm glad to see that you're feeling a little bit better. I know that you were under the weather with a cold a little bit, but we're glad that you're here tonight sharing with us, Jennifer.
Thank you. Definitely have a cold still, but not as bad. So it's better.
Okay. I have a win that I'll share. I got a lovely little package of brownies and a lovely thank you note from Nancy Vesley. And just
Woohoo!
like we always say, those promptings, those personal touches really make a difference. I've had a really busy month of February thus far, and it will continue to be. This is my busy season with my day job as an auditor. And I just really, of course, the fudge brownies perked me right up, Nancy, as chocolate often does. And you know me so well, so I felt the love. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any other wins? Anybody to share?
Yeah, I would love to share on this recording. We kind of talked about it earlier today, but I've been working several part-time jobs for the last 2 years, kind of because well, what one of the blessings was because my daughter was learning how to drive and really needed mama. So when she got her license, it was time for me to go back to work full time, and I was immediately offered this position with this company to be able to help him create these online courses, which is just near and dear to my heart. It's what I went to school for at Ball State, was video production and marketing. So I'm doing things and learning things, and just feel really good about the work that we're doing. He's also the husband of one of my former clients at Rocksteady Boxing who has Parkinson's. She had surgery today, big giant surgery. It's deep brain stimulation, and just felt really good to be able to hold down the fort for the family while he cared for her, while he's going to be caring for her for the next couple of weeks. And I got this first online course done and completed and out the door as of today, and have been social marketing the videos and the course. And yeah, big win. Just feels good to be back at work and being a contributor to society in a bigger way than just being mom. Being mom's important, but daughter's in a good place, and it just feels good to be back at work and be a productive member of
Super.
society.
Super awesome. Congratulations to you, Kristy. I love to hear not only in what you expressed, you know, you talked about the relationship, and that's what we're about, and you're there to help in many ways, you know, in your day job, using your skills and expertise to assist and get these educational videos and materials out, but also that you're just willing to step up and help when a family is in need, yes, as you mentioned. So kudos to you. Also, you know, while we're all talking, you know, I think that we've expressed we're people who do a lot of things. You know, we don't just have one calling or one job really that our whole lives are about. We are a multitude of things, skill sets all in one. And Collaborating Connections is a place where we can express our whole authentic selves and share all of our interests with each other, and find ways to be collaborative, to be helpful, and expand our connections. So that's exactly what we're about. Thank you so much. Let's see. Let's follow up. I know, Jennifer, you mentioned about tomorrow's event. Is there anything else, any updates in TTR networking going on that we should all know about?
Well, tomorrow night, obviously, if you're local, that would be great. And that is our, we're having a number of happy hours. So that's kind of cool. But we also, next Thursday, we have our TTR Presents. And and I think it's actually, what is it? Why it's actually good for you to let your gut hang out. That's the name of the presentation. And if you go to our website, you can find out. But we have a lady who's a ketogenic health coach, and she's actually located in the Netherlands. And she's going to do a presentation on with that topic. And it's kind of funny, but there's a number of things she's going to talk about, just being healthy and taking care of yourself at this time of year, when it's easy to kind of be doing things for a lot of people, and just taking care of your own health. The month of February is follow-up, so it's kind of the idea of following up with yourself. I mean, January we make all these resolutions or we set goals, and sometimes those goals are maybe they're not realistic or whatever, but it's just checking in with yourself on a regular basis. So we're going to have Danielle Valette is our presenter. I knew that it was there. It just wasn't on the top of my brain. That is next Thursday, the 23rd, and that is at noon. So if somebody's doing, they're working and it's noon Eastern time in the Netherlands, they're actually 6 hours ahead. So it'd be 6 o'clock their time. Then Friday, we do have our open networking that we have once a month for the Westfield group. And that's at the Haverstick, which is a really nice coffee shop on the back side of this really nice church on Haverstick Road in Indianapolis. And you can find that on our website as well. We have, every month we have these different TGR presents, and now we're doing the happy hours once a month. The other part of that is I'm trying to confirm a couple dates down the road for other events. We were talking about Said the Lady with the Blue Hair. So there's a book that's called Said the Lady with the Blue Hair. It's Lisa Wilbur, who's really phenomenal Avon direct sales rep, and she's been there for 40 years, and she's going to speak to us sometime in March, we hope. And she'll be doing that. I mean, it'll be live on Zoom. And we're also trying to lock in part of our USP or unique selling proposition or marketing dominating position, whatever you want to call it, is that we are all about extraordinary relationships and education. And there were some requests last year for more business education. So we have a couple of business coaches in our network, but one of them I'm trying to lock her in on doing at least one a quarter. And we've had requests for her to do something with Google My Business, and I'm hoping it'll be in March. So that will be kind of a little bit different time of the month. It'll probably be, well, actually, I don't know. I'm going to confirm it with her. But that is the other thing that we feel, we want people to be very much about building great relationships and all the tools and strategies that are part of that. But then we also want to, give some business 101 kind of things. Some of that you pick up as you go along, but we want to literally implement that. If not months, it'll be quarterly, but we'll probably do some other things, maybe every other month or something, but still trying to get that in place. So I'm just kind of keep your radar open or up for that, because I do think that's a needed thing. So we'll go there. But anyway, so hopefully that gives people an idea, and go to ttrnetworking.com, and we have a news and events page that you'll be able to see. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I appreciate those updates. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, in part of our wins, we want to formally welcome Kristy as a new member of our group. Kristy actually was able to join us last week. We did not record our meeting last week, but we had some wonderful discussion. And because this is recorded and will go out to our usual Collaborating Connections audience, I didn't want to miss the opportunity to acknowledge and welcome you, Kristy, to our group. We are so happy to have you. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and get started with our roundtable introductions. And I'm going to go back to you, Kristy. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes. So I am still working for a merchant services solutions company. So for the last 2 years, I've been helping businesses be able to eliminate or reduce the cost of having to pay credit card processing fees. So that's still a side business that I'm doing. I also do freelance videography. And as I mentioned, I was just hired by a company that I've been working for part-time for the last 2 years. And they're also one of my first merchant services companies as well. So every time we sell one of these courses, which are $6,500 each, there's ways to get commission. So it's like you said, it's neat to have multiple groups that you're connected with and be able to connect those entities. I am also a personal trainer, so I train people that have Parkinson's disease on a part-time basis that also have cancer and can't be around big groups. So yeah, kind of got a lot of different jobs going on right now, but I love to be busy and love to be able to participate in different markets and be able to collaborate all of those businesses in some way or another. And so that's why I think these networking groups are so important, just to get to know what people are doing in our said communities. And I'm taking dogs out tonight. Is this the house? Or my friend who just had surgery. So yeah, I mean, to me, networking, connecting with people, learning about all the different skill sets that people have is really important. So I appreciate being a part of this group.
Wonderful, thank you. Kristy, who's a good connection for you? Who's your target connection for any of your businesses?
I would say right now, because it's what I'm doing with the medical company and videos is very industry specific. Anybody who's into cataract surgery, that would be one target. But with my other business, with the helping a merchant service provider or merchant service solutions for different companies, anybody who's accepting credit cards in their small to medium or nonprofit business organization, we definitely have connections to help you make the most big investment. But say, let people know if they're a small to medium sized business or nonprofit and are wanting to make a little extra income, we have solutions to help those companies. So would love to have.
Okay, great. And for the physical training that you do, who is that target audience? You mentioned, oh, did we lose you? We may have lost Kristy. Or is it me?
Can you
No,
hear me?
it's her. Yes,
Okay.
we hear you. We don't see you, but we hear you.
Okay.
All right, looks like. But I'm actually not going to be taking any more personal training clients. I've been doing that for over 16 years.
Wow.
The reason we're still working with these individuals is because they can't be in a location where there's multiple people
Mhm.
for physical reasons. They have cancer. So I do the personal training out of my garage, and I've been working with these individuals for a long time, but I think I'm slowly shifting out of that and getting more into video production and marketing and that side of my world. So
Okay.
if you know anyone, and as you all probably know, Kim Williams with the Parkinson's Foundation, Indiana Parkinson's Foundation,
Yes.
collaborated over the years. She also has a program for people with Parkinson's. So if you know and love anyone in your family, friend, community that has Parkinson's disease, let me or Kim know. We've got 2 amazing programs that help those individuals on a group basis. It's physically and emotionally and socially supportive for those individuals.
Wonderful. Does anyone else have any questions for Kristy this evening? Jennifer?
I
Oh,
think
no,
if you were
but
doing that for 16 years, a lot of people went through your system, right?
Yeah, Rocksteady Boxing is now an internationally recognized program. We have about 900 affiliates throughout the world. And we think conservatively, we're helping about 60,000 people with Parkinson's. So it's a very healthy program. And I'm still a part of it, working on just small projects, but I was ready to kind of move forward in a different direction. Because
well,
I think it is a very emotional job. As Kim Williams will tell you, you make friends with these people and you lose them over time. And I emotionally had to take myself out of that because it was just, it's hard.
Understandably
Over and
so.
over again.
Yeah.
and I will just throw out there that I didn't mention, we do have a team for the Indiana Parkinson's Choose to Move walk,
Good.
which yeah, we do have a team. We've had a team a couple years when the pandemic hit a couple years ago, 3 years ago, Kristy, that was kind of tough. I think for the Indiana Parkinson Foundation, I think it actually opened up the opportunity to do virtual and in person. So I don't know that they were struggling as much as us trying to figure out if we could even do it at that point. But I know from Kim that they have done a lot to make it so people can do it anywhere they want to do it, right, Kristy?
Yeah, we went similar directions for sure. Rocksteady and IPF are still doing virtual classes, and through both programs, we've been able to expand outreach throughout the country. So people that don't have access to programs like this are able to train virtually in our Zoom classes.
Yeah.
And I think that's when Kim and I started to collaborate. We just couldn't stop these programs. I mean, you can't just
Right.
take this form of therapy away from these people. The rest of the world shut down with COVID, but it didn't stop. So, yeah, it's been a really cool collaborative effort in helping these people maintain virtually, in person, and elsewhere. That's collaboration, man. That's what we
Yep.
got to do.
You
Absolutely.
nabbed that one, didn't you, Dawn? You got that name when you could. There you go. It's a pretty good name.
Love it.
Yep.
Hey guys,
Very good.
sorry to do this. So thanks for letting me talk so much. I feel like I took too much time
Oh, no.
talking.
Oh, no.
I am gonna go into this house and there's 3 giant dogs and I need to go take care of these puppies.
Very good. Well, we're happy to have you with
So
us
I will.
tonight, Kristy. Have a good evening, and I will circle back to you because we need to have some follow-up discussion
Yes,
on some collaborating plans.
Well, we're definitely
absolutely,
open
absolutely,
to suggestions, Kristy.
Yeah.
All right.
absolutely.
Sounds good.
You guys are wonderful. Thanks for letting me be a part of this. Appreciate you guys. Take
Take
care.
care.
Goodbye.
You too.
All righty, let's see. How about Nancy Vesley? Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yep, speakers off, speakers on. Nancy Vesley with IHC Specialty Benefits. I'm a local licensed health insurance agent. I help people with marketplace plans, short-term plans, Medicare plans, small business plans, dog and cat insurance. And the newest thing is people are getting kicked off of Medicaid. After the 2020, they were extended terms, but now they're getting kicked off. If they're on the border of making too much, they're getting removed from Medicaid and told to go check the marketplace out.
Wow.
And if anybody's ever tried to get on the marketplace and look at anything, it's very confusing. So I'd be willing to help anyone talk about other choices they have on their health insurance. Doesn't cost them anything. And I could help take care of some of that stress of looking for new insurance.
All right.
Nancy Vesley.
Thank you for sharing, Nancy. I hadn't heard that at all about people getting kicked off. So, wow.
I talked to someone Saturday and she had already gotten her card and she's in Indiana. So it's happening quick because it's between now and March of next year. So, I mean, probably takes time. They probably have to warn people about it and tell them to start looking,
Okay,
which is good. However,
gotcha.
it's scary. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's got to be very scary. It's scary enough just knowing what you're at. I mean, Medicaid itself is scary, isn't it? And
Yeah.
if you get set up on it and then you find out you're getting kicked off, oh my goodness. Crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. That's too bad.
So you're able to help people maneuver through the open market sites,
The
the
marketplace, yes.
marketplace sites.
Chances are they're probably low income, so they should get nice subsidies. So we could hook them up with something rather on the lower end and not have to pay for, they don't have to pay for the full value of their policies if they need that. Or we could go to like National General, which is now Allstate. I keep calling it the wrong name, or United Healthcare are the two other short-term people I have. So there's a couple choices there that we could check out and see which would be best.
And it's best for them to be proactive. Is there some risk of a gap in services, or is the cutover seamless?
I'm not sure what the cards are saying, if it stops, if they have a warning, hey, your insurance is going to stop in so many months. I don't know. I should maybe contact the girl that said she got a card and just ask what it said, meaning she had so many months to start looking or something, because I'm not sure what the cards say. But if it's going through March of next year, so even if they get kicked off of Medicaid and they don't do anything, at any time they decide to get back in, they can get back onto the marketplace. Because right now the marketplace is technically closed down till the end of the year for next year. But because they were on Medicaid, it gives them open enrollment all year that they can jump in anytime.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you, Nancy. All right. Any other questions for Nancy Vesley? Okay, then I am going to invite Jennifer Johnson. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure, I am here. We're just in the dark. We're waiting for our food. We should have known better than to order food from a restaurant that was going to be swamped on Valentine's Day. I am Jennifer Johnson, and I'm actually, in addition to being the founder of TTR Networking, that's actually in our 12th year. And thank you, Dawn, for the great introductions of that. I am also a silver certified prompting coach, which I teach people the power of prompting, how to recognize them and act on them to enrich their life and their businesses. And then I'm also under that umbrella, it's basically relationship marketing coach. I help you or I position you to stay top of mind in authentic ways, creating your personal connections and making you your client's first choice. So we want to definitely zero in on being memorable, doing something, even though we're kind of all a little poop tonight, putting energy into your network, it's going to give you energy back. I mean, there's no question. So, but it's got to be positive energy, and I will help you with a lot of different ways you can do that. Networking is one of the number one ways to do it. We get to meet these people, these great people, and create relationships. And then the next time that they're talking to somebody that needs what you offer, they remember you, and it's doing it just because it's a good thing to do, not because you're trying to get something. It's serving and giving, not doing it to get. So, who do you know that's out there that needs connections, doesn't know what they're doing, has a business and they're, just burned out on trying to build their network, just, between trying to keep their current clients happy, keeping in front of them so they don't forget them, and then going out and prospecting. That can be a daunting thing. It can be done, but there's some strategies and some systems and things that can be put in place that make it a lot easier. So
Sure.
who do you know that needs that?
Awesome. And then what's the best way to contact you if
Well,
folks are looking for your expertise?
you can go to our website, or you can and it's to the rest. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ttrnetworking.com and you can reach out. But my email is Jennifer at totherescuein.com. So written out TOTHERESCUEIN.com. And we'll be very happy to plug in to what groups or what opportunities make sense, So that would be my suggestion. Does that answer the question, Dawn?
That does. It certainly does.
Good. Okay.
For anybody interested, we would certainly love to see you tomorrow night at the Brewburger networking event, live and in person. However, if you're unable to attend, it's always a good idea to reach out to Jennifer and make that connection and follow up. Find out all the wonderful things that that professional networking has to offer you as an individual, whether you're brand new to business or been in business for years and just are ready for a change, to grow and expand your connections, your network, to get involved with a group and share and hear some wonderful ideas of what's going on, what works for others, what are the best practices and success strategies that are being utilized today. And of course, share your experience because, as individuals who are entrepreneurs or their own bosses or running their own companies, you've got a wealth of knowledge and experience to share that can help somebody else keep them motivated and engaged, especially at times when it becomes difficult and individuals want to give up. So again, that's why we get together and collaborate, and we'd love to meet you and find out more about you.
Just really quick, Dawn,
Mhm.
I had a gentleman reach out he was on a contact. We have a contact form on our website, and I got a notification, and I couldn't recognize it was not an Indianapolis area code. Turns out he's in Florida, but he's just been out jumping around on different websites and social media, and he saw something we were doing. But when I called him, he was thrown. He said he really was like, I didn't expect somebody to actually call me.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was, yeah, and I was like, well, I don't do that every time. I'm not going to tell people, but usually along the way, somewhere I do. I mean, a lot of times I'll email, or I don't text a lot, but I usually email first. But I only had a window of time that was very small today, so I called him and he goes, "Boy, I didn't expect this." And then we were talking about, just some of the other organizations, and I said, "Well, we've got some different things we do." And he goes, "Wow, that's really refreshing." I don't even know if he's really, I think he was just kind of taking a poll to see how networking is being done out there now that so many have moved, virtually,
Mhm.
and it was interesting. But so I guess I would just say, you mentioned it at the beginning, the global, I really do want what we do to be, out there and globally available. I realize some of our members cannot necessarily sell outside of Indiana or whatever, but I think we all agree that we're all human beings and it's good to learn from others, even if you can't necessarily get a referral from them right off the bat. A lot of times it turns out that there are connections. You didn't even realize that you can, help people. So thank you. I just wanted to throw that in there. It was kind of a funny call this morning. I'm like, yeah, I usually end up calling, but I mean, it wasn't the first thing I was going to do usually, but he was just kind of blown away. And I don't know. You guys call people, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's kind of weird. But anyway,
Um, and I guess I'll build on that a little bit as I was talking with um, other TTR members, Nicole Williams and Kristy. We we were chatting via email, and in our discussion, I was sharing with them all of the communication touch points for collaborating connections. And I'm just going to go through the list kind of quick, just so that our listening audience knows, we're not just this Tuesday night Zoom call, although we love this part of the networking and making a connection from the comfort of our own home or our car or wherever. But Collaborating Connections has a Facebook page with a couple hundred followers. And that Facebook page often includes information updates, um, recommendations, motivation and inspiration, um, updates on what's going on in our member businesses. And so that's a wonderful connect or contact piece for our group, and we want that to be utilized. You don't have to be a member to be a part of our Collaborating Connections Facebook page, and we want to be a beneficial resource, inspiring and helping other entrepreneurs and business persons. So that's available. There is also a private Collaborating Connections Facebook group where the individuals that are a part of this group are talking and communicating and sharing and recommending and posting and tweaking their elevator pitches and all of that. So if there are individuals that are sincerely interested in being a part of a group that's talking and interacting in that manner, then that's a really good source as well. Uh, Collaborating Connections has a LinkedIn company page. And through that, much like the Facebook social media side, but a little bit more business focused, we want to share with the community through LinkedIn what's going on within our organization, updates on what we're doing, who and how to contact us. Also, some inspiration and motivation there. Um, the LinkedIn page is somewhat new. We've still got under 100 followers there, but growing all the time. So if you're interested, please connect with us on LinkedIn. Then, of course, Jennifer has mentioned the TTR networking website. And through the website, you can find all about our networking organization overall, a little bit of the history, the numerous groups that you can choose from to be a part of. Tuesday night may not be the perfect time to network for you, but we've got a bunch of other groups that meet weekly, different days of the week, different times of the day. And surely there's a group out there that fits for you. So check out the TTR networking the TTR networking Facebook page and the TTR networking website for additional information to stay abreast of what's going on a much wider scale. We're also a part of Inspire Small Business. TTR Networking has a partnership with Inspire Small Business, and that's a great way to be connected and to expand your circle of influence, because there's bunches of professionals out there who aren't directly connected with TTR networking, but because of our partnership with Inspire Small Business, we have the opportunity to find out what they're doing in their business, share what we're doing in ours, and to collaborate. TTR networking events are listed on Eventbrite. So when someone goes searching for business networking options, Eventbrite will list all of the TTR networking groups. When they meet, a little summary of what they're about, and that's a wonderful way to get connected. And I know Collaborating Connections has a professional networking group is represented on Alignable. So Alignable is another wonderful social networking resource where individuals and businesses are constantly talking, sharing what they do, who they're interested in connecting with. And that's a great way to get connected to us. So there's really so many touches in so many ways. I just want to encourage people to get out there, check out what's available, see what resonates with you, and visit, touch base. You know, that's what networking is all about, is to take the time to see how you can help, see what you can learn, share a little bit about you, and help make the world a better place overall. So I will leave it at that. And I guess it's my time to introduce myself again. I'm Dawn Evans Casey, and my company is Spa Travel. We are a home-based travel agency that helps clients have memorable, wonderfully enjoyable vacations, getaways, business trips, etc. So if you know of anybody who is planning some travel in the future, whether they've got all of the details in mind or they are pretty much wide open and just want to get away, Spa Travel would be happy to help. I mentioned at the top of the discussion that, like many, I have a lot of interests. In addition to the travel, I also am into genealogy and family history. My husband and I have a genealogy nonprofit called Claiming Your Roots. And it is all about taking up the project of doing the family history research and genealogy research as a family unit with your loved ones, based upon the skill sets that you already have and learning some new ones, getting into the thick of it in looking at pictures and getting online and going to courthouses and sometimes visiting cemeteries, but traveling, calling, meeting those relatives that may be close or distant that you may not have seen in a while or may not have caught up with, and share those stories and dig into the past and find out who your ancestors are and how their lives have contributed to yours. So that is a particular passion of mine that I'd love to talk about and share. And the last being my chocolate blog, Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, which is listed on Facebook. I happen to be a self-professed chocoholic, proud of it, and love to share the joy of chocolate eating in a healthy manner, just the fun, the childlike exuberance of enjoying chocolate. And today on Valentine's Day is an awesome day. I saw my husband has a little gift bag on the table downstairs filled with chocolate for me. So I hope that everybody has an absolutely fantastic Valentine's Day and enjoy a little bit of chocolate along the way. That's it in a nutshell for me, Dawn Evans Casey. Does anybody have any questions or comments for me?
Hey, unrelated, but when you did your talk, that one woman who said that her line was wrong. Remember what she was saying that, and she tried to tell them that they were wrong and she didn't believe it. And I'm thinking, maybe she just doesn't like what she sees. How can you tell? And I mean, I don't know if it was the DNA stuff or what was wrong, but she was adamant it was wrong. And it's like,
Yeah, I've had that as well. And it's, really easy to pick up a name. I have a great grandfather, Walter Douglas, and another individual has reached out to me and says, well, Walter is in my family line. Walter Douglas is my family line. We're related. And as I look at her family tree and my family tree, it's the same name, but it's not the same person. So
Okay.
that happens sometimes that people pick up information, based on a name or based on a date without doing the full research and making assumptions about pulling this person into their family tree and adding their lines
to that one.
when it's not authentically researched and validated. So yeah, that does happen. And sometimes, and you can't go in, some people can not be told that, yes, your information is incorrect.
That's it. Especially if they were the one that did it,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very thorough. Oh, okay. But it was bothering me. It's like, well, how do you fix it? Well, how could it be wrong? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was
We've
something
had
stood out.
that, my husband and I, where people have literally picked our public family trees and added it to theirs based upon a situation of, a name being similar. Okay, but it's not, you don't know any, you haven't researched any of my family tree, but you went ahead and adopted them all.
There you go. That's it.
That's certainly, as when we work with families, we encourage people to take the time to do the research and follow the facts. So, you do come across, you do find some interesting things and some surprises sometimes, but it's worthwhile to do it thoroughly and correctly,
Right.
eventually. Yeah, I do recall that.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Let's see. If there are no other questions, we are at 7 o'clock. And Jennifer mentioned earlier in the call that this February is the month of follow-up. That is our topic of discussion. And I, of course, have gathered some information just to reinforce the importance of following up in our business. And the information that I came was focused on sales. And I know that, especially within our networking group, we focus on relationship building and helping folks with their problems, not necessarily sales. So I'm going to share this in the context of relationship building and helping improve others' lives, not sales. But 40% of people never even follow up with a prospect. Just don't bother. They meet somebody, they smile, they exchange pleasantries or information, but never bother to follow up. 40% of the time. It's a pretty significant number.
Just 40?
This is saying just 40. Yeah.
No, wait a minute, Dawn.
Yes.
Say 40% what?
40% of people never even follow up with a prospect.
Oh, okay, okay.
From the beginning.
I actually think it's more, but yes, I agree with you. It's quite vague. Yes.
Okay. The next number is a little bit smaller. 25% of people make a second contact and then stop. So just 25% of people might even take that step to reach out at least once and then perhaps receive a no or aren't able to convey how they can assist someone, how they can build a relationship. So they give up. They stop right there. 12% of people only make 3 contacts and then stop. So some people have that rule that 3 strikes you're out. Okay, I'm not going to bother anymore. I tried. That's something that we hear quite often. I tried. Well, I gave it my good shot. 10% of people make more than 3 contacts. So, a very narrow sliver are consistent and continue on. 2% of relationships, effective contacts, etc., are made on the first contact. So the 40% who never even bothered, they never get to experience that sliver of positive or effective relationship building, service providing, or anything on the first contact. 5% positive turnout occurs on the third contact. 80% of effect, again, there's the word sales here again. 80% of sales, 80% of success is made somewhere between the 5th and 12th contact following up.
Yeah, just a Uber tomorrow.
Yeah, we're talking here.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. No, these numbers are amazing because how many of us would actually, if we didn't see that in print, how many of us, because I've seen this many times, it's all, how many of us would say, oh, I'm going to reach out for the 7th, 8th time, 10th time, 12th time. Who wants to get beaten down that many times, and if potentially you might wear them down and they finally said, okay, I give you, help me, you're
Yes.
the only one And that's usually what it is. And I bet you Nancy could probably, and Nancy, don't take this the wrong way at all, but it's, you know, they're probably at times of the year, the Medicare beneficiaries are probably, you know, just so overwhelmed with people bugging them to do that, that if you can hang in there, you might just get the business or get the opportunity because you hung on longer than other people did. Not because you weren't qualified to do that. You obviously were, but there's very few people that will give it that, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, try. But I kind of think I mean, if you think about it, how many, you know, I've said this before, like when you go to a vendor show and somebody is trying to sell, you know, bathroom, whatever, you know, rebath or whatever, or the windows or the stone companies, that they'll say, so, you know, when can we call you? Okay, call us in 6 months. You have to respect them when they call you in 6 months, right? You really need to respect them. If you want them to not call you again, you better tell them, because those, I mean, I don't mean to say those people, but that is sales. When, you know, they're trained to make sure they call you in 6 months. You give them another, call me in another 6 months. They're going to call you in 6 months if they're still doing that business. But I think the general, you know, it's the general salesperson, if they're not getting that kind of training, would say, I'm not going to put myself through that misery again of being told no. Who likes to be told no? You know, but if you can just kind of let it, you know, what do they say? Marry the process, divorce, or what is it? When
I'm
you
familiar with that.
do the best you can, but don't let, no, you guys, when you're saying, oh, come on, what's the words? Where they say, don't get all wrapped up in the response, I would say divorce the outcome. Do the best that you can, offer your clients the best you can. And if they decide not to do business with you, then you have to know that you did the best you could and you followed. I think I've heard it say,
Uh-oh.
We lost her.
you have to know that you did. Okay, darn it. Can you not hear me?
Now
You're back.
Okay, but no, you ladies have never heard that. It's okay, I didn't make it up.
I'll
Believe
look
me,
it
I'm
up.
not.
I will look it up after this
But
meeting.
it's the idea of, as long as you're doing what you know you're supposed to do, and it may be that you have to contact somebody 12 times or 20 times or whatever, as long as you're doing and you're asking them, can I contact you again in 6 months? Or can I do this? Because not everybody's gonna, you know, Nancy knows that most of the people she's gonna reach out to are probably beneficiaries, right? You know that they're ready to go. Do you get lists or something, Nancy?
Yeah, I do, but those are the ones I'm calling normally 4 or 5 times, and I kind of walk away. So I have to pull them out and call again. And it's marry the process, divorce the results.
Ah,
Is that
There
it?
you go. See, I didn't make it up. I'm not kidding.
Or you posted it
coulda
on
told you.
LinkedIn.
I could.
Fine.
I did not. Did I? I did not.
No.
I don't think. I was gonna say, but no, but that's it. I mean, as long as you're doing what you know you need to do, and that follow-up is such a big part of the process, right? We need to be doing that. And it's so easy to say, I don't want to get beaten up anymore. I mean, who likes to get told no?
Well, you don't
But
even
they
get
might not
told no.
be saying,
You're leaving messages. You don't talk to them at
well,
all. How many messages can you leave with a person?
but
I guess.
and on the positive side, it's like the saying that people, as long as your name is out there, That's something for
Right.
them to remember. And while they
Right.
might not take
True.
advantage of your product or service, your name is on their mind, on their tongues, if they are in a position to recommend somebody and you are the last person to reach out,
No, it's like
offering that
this
product
person
or
keeps
service.
leaving messages on my
Yeah.
phone. Why didn't you call
This
her?
person is pretty persistent and, they sound like they know what they're talking about. There's your referral.
But you know what? I mean, that is part of it though. I mean, if you're, I mean, I hated insurance when I had to call people back. I hated that. But I think about how much business I probably lost because I did not want to get that rejection thing again. I just didn't want it. But, what we all say it now as we're a little more seasoned, the majority of us that are in these, in our groups. Now we are happy to have new people. That's not what I'm saying. But, if you've been doing it for a while, now we say, well, no might just mean not right now. It doesn't mean no forever. But, if you're really if you believe in what it is you're selling and you know that what your product or your service is the best it can be, then selling it should not, and mean calling and leaving voicemails like Dawn said, Nancy. It could be that that one person says, I really do need to look at my insurance. I really should. Maybe Nancy, she's left me a couple messages. She sounds like she knows what she's doing, but because you are the one who has been doing that, you don't have to be, a pain in the neck about it. You still need to be polite about it. I mean, I think what we're all thinking is, I know I've had people who are annoying as heck. Don't be annoying, be respectful and ask people, can I call you back if this is not the right time? Can I call you back in 6 months? Or, depending on what you're selling. Nancy might not have that window of 6 months to do it, but Dawn, as a travel agent, you have that, don't you?
Yeah.
You could, yeah, it's a little different. I guess Nancy, you have some lead lists or something you probably know, or you get some things from different sources. So they don't have necessarily 6 months to get the policy in place, right? So what your time frame is.
Right.
I would think.
What I like that Nancy probably has more opportunity to offer maybe than myself is her knowledge and expertise. I know that she stays on top of what's going on in the insurance industry. And when she's reaching out to clients, potential clients, part of her opening conversation can always be, did you know? And share that little tidbit of what's current going on in that industry. And again, that gives her the opportunity to demonstrate her subject matter expert information that leaves a mental note with that person. Excuse me. Whether they work with her or not, they're every time she calls, she's got interesting facts and useful information. And whether they're utilizing it now or later, she has an opportunity to touch people and give freebies, give some of her knowledge. But she's paying it forward in doing that. So
Right. Sure. And it is, I know that those that are in, well, I'd like to believe every field has a certain amount of you have to be, well, with Nancy, I'm thinking about her, every year you have to pass certain, tests, HIPAA and all of that definitely you want to make sure, that you're working with somebody who's got those credentials. If they don't, they can't sell you, can they, Nancy?
they can sell you supplements, but they can't sell you Medicare Advantage.
Right, which,
You don't need a
and if you're,
license to sell supplements.
right. So if somebody's listening to this and they're saying, I don't know what the difference is, guess what? They need to talk to Nancy, because there is a definite difference in what the, what those options are. And, yeah, you could be talking to somebody who doesn't have the credentials to sell you the other product, and you might only know about half of what is actually available, or whatever that percentage would be. But it's really good to know that. But it's the same thing with I would not exactly, but Dawn, when you're talking to somebody about travel and all of that, I would hope that we would all be trying to give some freebies, some recommendations or whatever to our potential clients, prospects are, for sure, just making sure they know that you really do care and you are qualified to help them. That's the big thing. But I know, Dawn, you had more to talk about. I'm sorry. I just thought that was,
no,
I think
this is
there was
always good stuff to me. I was going to bring up, I have this, and I'm sure you're familiar with it. John C. Maxwell quote, that diligent follow up and follow through will set you apart from the crowd and communicate excellence.
good. Good.
We're all looking for that way to differentiate ourselves from others that are in our same industry. To be able to answer that question of why someone should work with you as opposed to the next person, who may hold your same title, who may do the same type of work that you do. Well, what sets you apart? And oftentimes it's being willing to go the extra mile, to put in a little bit more effort, to display a genuine, trusting nature that they can invest their time and their money in you and your products and services. To be able to go above and beyond, that you're not just bringing a product and a service and selling it again. You are contributing assistance, help, guidance, knowledge, diligent care in what you're doing,
Right.
in what you're
Right.
offering them. So, and it's got to be genuine, because folks can see through the facade of, I really am just trying to make this one more sale. I'm really just trying to make this quota. I really
Oh, we wouldn't do that. Come on, Don. None of us are tired. None of us are. It is hard though. It is hard to always be up on, it is that there's a definite, what was I saying? Oh, I don't know. It's that idea of when you're on the phone with somebody of smiling, because they can hear you smile. They could probably also hear you if you're frowning, or hear you if you're yawning, or hear, or whatever, I mean, we're all human beings, right? So there are some, but if you're following the process and you believe in it, you believe in what you're selling, then you will find a way to smile through that, and you'll make it. But it's not easy sometimes. If it was easy, everybody'd do it, right? They don't.
No, they're W-2s. W-2
Exactly.
people.
Exactly. But that, it's exactly. And I think about a lot of people that have been through our network who have either come from a corporate job. Most of them have come from a corporate job, and they end up, a lot of times they go back to a corporate job because this is really tough. And I'm not saying we don't want people who have a corporate job. We have a lot of reps that are employees of insurance agencies or whatever, and they are independent. They're independent salespeople, but they get paid as an employee. of course they can make commissions and stuff, but there's a different thing when you're basically all in commission, and and it's that thing that Dawn just said about, I just got to make one more sale. I mean, who hasn't been there before? I mean, boy, how do you not, but you have to.
One more or just one sale in some
Just one
situations.
sale.
Just one.
Exactly.
I need to sell
Exactly.
something this month.
But it is hard, isn't it? I mean, it's especially hard when you're talking to somebody and you think they're going to do it, and then they go, then they'll say something, well, I got to, or I got to think about it or something. You're like, really? Oh, you're just like cringe. Oh my gosh, why do they have to think? I mean, we all know that we believe in what we do, but when somebody says they have to think, then you're like, oh no, I don't know. I mean, it isn't, I know. I mean, I sold insurance for years. People need insurance. They have to have it, but anyway, but Dawn, I don't know. You said that was a John Maxwell of the follow up and follow through.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a good quote. That's a great quote.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I think, when we are sharpening our elevator pitch, when we're thinking about what do we genuinely want to convey to someone to let them know what we're offering and how we want to help, you're still thinking about, what is it that they need to hear,
Right.
to know and understand, that I just want to help, that I think, I have what it takes to meet their needs. So you have to think about the things that are going to differentiate you. And, are you willing to be committed to that consistently? Because that's how reputations are built. And not that you have to be perfect. No one's perfect in business. People have their days when, oh gosh, I can't even talk anymore. I can't make another phone call, or, whatever. But also in that honesty, share that with people when you can't make the connection, when you can't meet that expectation of communication, or when you need to postpone that conversation or whatever, just communicate more
Yeah.
effectively and
Yeah.
and genuinely. That makes a difference too.
Mm-hmm.
We're all human.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's follow up and then follow through, like the John Maxwell thing. If you say you're going to do something, you've got to do it. Follow up is not just once. It might be many, many times. And how do you follow through? Follow through for me anyway, it seems like a closure. But do we ever want business to be literally closed? Don't we want to be able to always have it being an ongoing conversation? If Nancy sells somebody a policy that is a Medicare policy, that doesn't mean that because Nancy has how many other things available that she could, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So she could, once she's got somebody, as a Medicare client, she could then sell them a, what was the other thing? Oh, pet insurance or something like that. When I worked for AAA, that was one of their biggest things was, if you can sell, and I'm not saying anything that other insurance agencies don't do. If you can get people to do home, auto, life, they get the AAA membership. They got, you know what I mean? They've got so many layers of membership, so many things that they're going to put up with maybe some rate changing or increases or whatever, because they don't want to break up all the, they don't want to go to the trouble of trying to make all those changes. So even though they might save a few bucks here and there, would they really, because they're bundled, you know what I'm talking about, ladies, but just trying to kind of do, always continuing the conversation. So you sell them Medicare. What else can you do to potentially sell them something else? Once you've got them, that they trust you and believe you and like you and all that good stuff, then, it shouldn't be impossible. If you don't have anything to sell them, maybe you can refer them to a client, to a
Yeah.
referral partner or something,
Exactly.
and they trust you because you guys know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's it.
That's another part, another perk of being a part of a great networking group is, when you have a clientele that you have served well that are comfortable with you and happy to give you service, that they have other needs that fall out of your expertise, but you've got a whole circle of like-minded professionals that you've gotten to know very well and wonderful people that you can recommend to help that client more.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
what we do. We become we do referrals, we make connections, we keep the positivity going.
Yeah.
In making it a good experience all around. So yeah.
Energy,
That
more energy
energy.
is put into into your network, the more energy you will get back. I have no doubt. But yeah, it's just like this, Dawn. I know we were saying at the beginning we were kind of tired, but this has been a really good meeting. So thank you for always doing such a great job to host it. And I'm excited about things that are coming up. So thank you for that.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
thank you. I'm excited as well. See, now I'm all wound up. I'm ready to go.
Cheers. Yeah, I look a little
Go have some
nasty. I can't
chocolate.
go get some chocolate. Everybody, it's Valentine's Day. Go treat yourself to chocolate. Oh, I think we have chocolate peanut butter M&Ms. I gotta go get some. We didn't buy ourselves anything today. You guys just made me think. I don't think we have any chocolate, but we do.
All right.
Chocolate peanut butter M&Ms. There we go. Ah! Yeah.
Cheers to chocolate, everyone.
Cheers to chocolate for sure. Valentine's, yay.
Well, yeah, we are at 7:28. I think we're going to wrap it up for this week. I'll look forward to posting this recording out on our regular Collaborating Connections YouTube channel, as well as posting it on our Facebook page. And I just want to say to you all, go forward, follow up, have an amazing rest of the week. And we'll see you again next Tuesday night, 6:00 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom.
Thank you, everybody. Have
Take
a great
care.
day.
Take
Thanks,
care.
John. Thanks, Nancy.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
guys.